What things are people trying to convince you are cool, but you're already tired of? Subscribe to the channel, like it, and leave a comment. This will greatly help the development of the channel. Thank you. Crocs that everyone loves. They're just as ugly as the day they first appeared. I know they're ugly, really. But chronic foot pain from standing on concrete floors every day at work forced me to take desperate measures. Crocs were cheaper than specialized shoes. Leaving the corporate world to start your own business. I like my small, quiet job. Some people are not meant to be business owners, and I feel like I'm one of them. One of the advantages of working in a hospital is that patients don't follow me home. No work awaits me at home. When my shift ends, I am free. No work at home, no work emails, no Zoom meetings, nothing. Work stays at work, and I go home. And I like it. Note, this applies only to me and my job. I know that some other hospital staff can't always leave their work at work. I know that hospital work is often stressful. I'm not speaking for everyone. I'm only speaking for myself. That you should only hire people who are leaders or have leadership potential. Allegedly, this is the path to a successful business. We need people who just want to do their jobs. We don't need a bunch of go-getters when there are already too many. In the end, we get a bunch of people who think their way is the best, and we don't achieve results. There's nothing wrong with wanting to do your job and not be the boss. All companies need at least a couple, or I'd say most, but maybe that's because I'm one of those people, of people who calmly take on work and do it well with minimal fuss. The problem is, companies never advertise for such people. That being the boss is cool. No thank you. I've been a manager before and hated every second of the stress that came with it. Now my job is enjoyable. I come in at 8:30, work hard until 1, go to lunch, work hard until 5, and leave. No stress after work, except for random, oh, I forgot to do this. I don't need to rush to work to cover for someone. I don't need to worry about what my employees are doing or not doing. I don't have to deal with 45 team members, schedules, and salaries. That doesn't mean my job is all fun and games. It can be stressful. But that stress is nothing like what I faced when I ran a nursing department in a nursing home. The coolness of not having a headphone jack in phones. They're also removing it from laptops. Too bad I was ready to buy a premium laptop. But since it doesn't have a headphone jack, I'll just buy something cheaper. Coolness of the TV shows they watch. I'm part of this problem. Apologies to all the poor souls I try to convince to watch my dumb shows. The rat race at work, especially climbing the career ladder. Eventually, I allowed myself to let go of the career advancement philosophy, which would have brought more and more stress and responsibility into my life. Because despite the fact that working from home 4 days a week sounds cool on paper, I was unhappy and suffering. After being diagnosed with ADHD, I allowed myself to focus on what my brain enjoys. And now I deliver packages and earn more than before. Kombucha. I understand it's a healthy drink, but it tastes like fizzy sock tea, sparkling juice from the food garbage bin. I'm tired of people trying to convince me that long hours of work are the key to success. The hustle culture that glorifies overworking and equates it with dedication and achievement is what I find a big problem. I've never seen anyone with a hustle mindset achieve real success. It's like that jerk who cuts everyone off in traffic but always chooses the wrong lane at the light and ends up behind you by 3 to 4 cars. Marijuana. Because it always has a negative effect on me. People forget that weed can cause anxiety and paranoia. The idea of having children. I know how irresponsible and unqualified a parent I would be, and what a burden and financial headache it is. I don't need further confirmation or understanding of this life experience. I've already figured it out. Strangely, admitting that you would be an irresponsible parent makes you more responsible than most others. Besides, if you don't want kids, don't have them. TikTok and Twitter if we're talking about adults. Fortunately, it's become so toxic that people are starting to notice. Alcohol. I work in a restaurant. I can't go anywhere with colleagues without at least 3 people shoving a shot of tequila in my face. After drinking, I feel dumb and sluggish. I've never understood the coolness of ruining the next day for a few hours of wild fun. I sometimes drink beer or cocktails, but I've never understood why people knock back one shot after another to get drunk faster. That you should try to turn your hobby into a business. I love crocheting. It relaxes me. If you add to that trying to figure out how much to charge for a project, dealing with people unhappy with high prices, the need to complete projects by a certain deadline, then it stops bringing me joy. I can make a blanket in 2 weeks, or in 5 years. A small toy can take me 24 hours or a month. I do it for myself, not to make money or profit. Hot weather. Honestly, what annoys me the most is sweating just standing somewhere, not to mention walking in the heat. As for sleeping at night, don't even start. Here in the UK, people can't wait for summer. But then, when we're dying in our sweat, lying in bed at night, everyone whines about how hot it is. The British just love to complain about the weather. It's a national pastime. No matter what season it is, the weather is always wrong. I often wonder if people in other countries are as obsessed with this topic as we are. Everyone gets what they deserve. Bullshit. People treat others like crap and get away with it. Karma is a bitch, not because it works, but because it convinces people that it works. Weed, 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 weed. Damn. I have nothing against it, but it doesn't do me any good. People just don't get it. They think I just haven't tried the right strain. For me, the right strain is no strain at all. Weddings. I'm getting married soon, and I'm already sick of people telling me, but I want a real wedding. I don't want a wedding for $10,000 plus. We want to go sign the papers and have a party later. You can't imagine how many people tell me, I'll regret not having a lavish wedding. Whether we spend $100 or $30,000, we'll still love each other the same. Every time we talk about it, someone inevitably says something stupid about how we need a beautiful wedding. Dogs. I didn't have a dog growing up, and my lifestyle doesn't support having a dog. Besides, they seem bothersome and, honestly, a bit smelly, though cute. Let me be a cat person in peace. Working to death for a pension you may or may not get. Live now. Don't chase the hustle culture that will send you to the grave with more regrets than dollars in your pocket. Dating. For years, people have bugged me with questions about why I'm not on dating apps, if I'm seeing anyone, how I live without an active sex life. Once, friends even gave my number to a guy without my consent. We barely knew each other. They set me up with strangers at parties. Oh, by the way, do you know my friend Tina? You two would look great together. It annoyed me so much. What's wrong with feeling okay being single? In the end, I met my partner without actively trying to find someone. We're very happy, and the girls who tried to set me up are now single and complaining about being dumped. Dancing. All the women I meet are super insistent that they need to get me out of my shell and make me less shy. None of them listen to the reasons I give. They think it's complete nonsense. I just don't feel music that way. I don't have the urge to dance. Music can change my mood, but it never gives me the urge to dance. Maybe I'll nod my head and get a little excited, but I've never suddenly wanted to dance when I'm alone. I have no complaints about dancing, except that everyone around me thinks they're doing me a favor by dragging me onto the dance floor. Okay, I'll mimic some unnatural movements for a few songs, and then we'll go back to the table to continue socializing. I'm tired of being treated like a shy nerd, and pitied for being, in their opinion, so shy. I'm happy watching everyone have fun. You do what you want, and I'll do what I want. The idea of staging a revolution. In history, there have been about 3 revolutions that didn't lead to decades of financial and not only collapse, famine, and much worse stability. And all of this either continued to remain in such a terrible state or was eventually resolved by subsequent actions and negotiations that could have been reached without upheaval. And since the US had one of these mostly successful revolutions, people somehow believe that we could repeat it without suffering the effects of the consequences of all these failed uprisings. Jogging. Some people love it, and it's amazing, but I've tried it, and it's not for me. There are other sports that I enjoy more. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and watch other videos. We create new content every day for you.